House will come to order. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please recognize Representative Inman for a motion.
Representative Inman, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my motion is to suspend House rules to hear Senate Bill 1086, which is the bill authored by Chairman Sears that would eliminate the capital gains exemption and exempt out agriculture. We had a bunch of folks walk down here from Tulsa yesterday asking for more revenue, and I'd hate to see that they walked 110 miles and were sent home with nothing.
Members, you've heard the
Therefore,
motion to suspend rules from Representative Inman.
Adoption.
Clerk will activate the machine for a recorded vote. Representative Stone votes aye. Representative Goodwin votes aye. Representative Meredith votes aye. Representative Loring votes aye. Representative Martinez votes nay. Declare the vote.
28 aye, 58 nay.
Having failed to receive 2/3 of the vote, I declare the motion to suspend House rules to have failed. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please recognize Representative Inman for a motion.
Representative Inman, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. At this time, I move to suspend House rules as it pertains to House Bill 3113 by Representative Eric Proctor, which is to restore income tax cuts on high earners to try to bring in more revenue to fund the teacher pay raises and reduce class sizes. I press my motion to move adoption.
Members, you've heard the motion to suspend House rules from Representative Inman. Clerk will activate the machine for a recorded vote. House will come to order. Representative Meredith votes aye. Declare the vote.
28 aye, 60 nay.
Having failed to receive 2/3 of the vote, I declare the motion to suspend House rules to have failed. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please recognize Representative Inman for a motion.
Representative Inman, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. At this time, I move to suspend joint rules as it pertains to House Bill 2985 by Representative Avery Fricks and co-authored by nearly every member of the Freshman Republican and Democratic Caucus, which would offer up a 4% cost of living adjustment for all state retirees.
Members, you've heard the motion to suspend House rules. Representative Inman, clerk will activate the machine for a recorded vote. Representative Proctor votes aye. Representative Meredith votes aye. Representative Williams votes aye. Representative Stone votes aye. Declare the vote.
29 aye, 57 nay.
Having failed to receive 2/3 of the vote, I declare the motion to suspend House rules, joint rules, to have failed. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Please recognize Representative Inman for a motion.
Representative Inman, you're recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're going to try something a little different. I think we need to have a nice bipartisan conversation in front of all these folks instead of behind closed doors, and so therefore I move that we stand in recess for 1 hour but stay on the floor, leave the microphones on so we can have an open dialogue with the teachers and the citizens of this state over proper funding for education.
Representative Hickey, for what purpose?
For a motion.
State your motion.
Move to table the Inman motion.
That's a proper motion. The House will activate the machine for a recorded vote on the motion to table the Inman motion. Representative Proctor votes nay. Declare the vote.
62 aye, 26 nay.
Having received a majority of those votes cast, I declare the motion to table to have passed. Mr. Floor Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that when the clerk's desk is clear, the House stand adjourned until tomorrow, April 12th at 9:30 a.m.
Clerk will activate, there is an objection. Clerk will activate the machine for recorded vote on the motion to adjourn. Declare the vote.
40 aye, 23 nay.
Having received a majority of those votes cast, I declare the motion to adjourn to have passed. The House will stand adjourned until Thursday, April 12th at 9:30 a.m.